Hello and welcome to On the House Productions. I'm your host, Brett. And today I'm actually going to do a review with a brief little history lesson on Hoegaarden Blanche. This right here would be just the beer in question. Now, on to the brief history lesson. Back in the Middle Ages, wheat beers and white beers were very popular. They were kind of all the rage, you might say. However, in the late 1950s, they started to go out of style. But in 1966, in the province of Flanders, in a little bitty Belgian town called Hoegaarden, this man, Pierre Solis, decided to go ahead and make his own beer. Although previously he had been a milkman who occasionally helped out with the brewing in some of the older breweries before they, closed. And thus, Hoegaarden Blanche became a thing. Really just Hoegaarden in general. Of course, it is a wheat beer, so it's a bit cloudy. It's white. That's why they call it a white beer. Now, Hoegaarden actually has a lot of wheat in the area, but they also have a little something else. They have a lot of small fruits like raspberries around there, which is where some of the fruitier flavors of Hoegaarden come from. Even the glass itself is actually steeped in tradition. You see, not only is Belgium famous for its beers and its waffles, but it's also famous for jams. This is what a traditional Belgian jam jar looks like. I'm sure you can see the resemblance. In the 1980s, as the demand for Hoegaarden started to expand because it became much more popular, Pierre started to go ahead and expand the business, all throughout Europe and even into Texas and Michigan, where he actually opened up a couple breweries. And the rest is history. It's one of the more popular exported Belgian beers, or imported if you're not in Belgium. Now, on to the review. So, now that you've been given a brief history lesson in, Hoegaarden as a beer, now it's time for the little review. Just show it to you guys. Now, of course, it is a wit beer, so it's a little cloudy because, there's wheat in it, which is what gives it that little cloudy look. If you look right here, notice I do not let the bottle touch the glass. You never let the bottle touch the glass. Also, while this is not a Hoegaarden brand glass, this is the kind of glass you would want it to be in. Why? Because this is the style they use. Now, as you can see, it does have a little cloudy texture to it, or consistency, I suppose. It's really good. Now, watch this. So, as far as flavor goes, it's not super strong. It's got a little bit, it's very smooth, like a lot of other Belgian beers. It's not, like I said, it's not super strong. It has a lighter flavor to it. Kind of feels almost like if water were heavier, if that makes sense. But actually has flavor to it. I give it, on a scale of 1 to 10, give it a 6. That said, most of your Belgian beers are much better than this, even though this is still a pretty good Belgian beer. So, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the beer, if you can find it. Here in the States, it's best found in Walmart, or if you're in Texas, H-E-B. There are some other places like Specs, I believe, sells them. It just depends on where you're at. Your local importer should have it. But yeah, let me know what you think. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
Let's go drink beer.